Okay, welcome to the fourth episode of us from In the Box. Yeah, today we're going to be looking at our memorable moments from the World Cup.
Yeah, so we've each brought a top five moments from the World Cup. There's potential that we're going to have a combined one or the same thing said, but we can just discuss it even further at that point. But we thought we'd not discuss this until we actually recorded as well, so it's a bit more random, and
Surprise.
maybe there'd be more moments. Yeah, nice surprise.
I'm correct in saying that your first World Cup was the 2010 South Africa one.
Yeah, the one that I remember. Just a bit too young for the 2006. I don't really
Yeah,
remember
very
it
much
at all.
doubt a 5-year-old Leo was sat there watching Italy lift the trophy then.
Exactly. Yeah, same for you then.
Yeah. So we've gone through and picked out a few moments which stand out to us. Without further ado, why don't you kick us off?
Yeah. So my number five is Forlan with a Jubilani. Distinctively 2010.
Yeah, that was a very 2010.
It's one of the first things I sort of remember about the World Cup was the Jubilani itself, just in general, because it was an absolute, just insane ball, wasn't it? Just goals flying in left, right, and centre.
Did you ever kick one?
I haven't actually. Have you?
I've had the pleasure of kicking one. Yeah, it's probably a replica,
Even
but
still, that's
it's
pretty
just
awesome.
excellent.
Yeah. The thing that he obviously got the golden ball. Um, he used it throughout the tournament. Led Uruguay to the semi-finals, but also I don't know if you knew this when I've like looked into it before and I've like heard about it,
Yeah,
but he got the ball 3 months before the tournament, so he got the ball way before anyone
really.
else. Yeah, via his sponsors Adidas, who obviously created the ball. He requested it 3 months early, so he
Mm.
spent a significant amount of time practicing with the ball, which you can then see in the tournament, like how well he ended up playing with it. It's quite impressive, to be honest.
Yeah, that's it. And it had a really weird
Yeah,
curve on it as well. It's kind of like this World Cup
I
ball,
was
I think. That's
I
quite
was
a
just about to
unique
say
one.
that. I think that it's the first ball I've watched when it's kicked. It seemed similar um, since that one.
And number five for me is from the 2022 World Cup. It's the quarterfinal game between Netherlands and Argentina. This game stands out to me because up till the 78th minute, Argentina looked like they were set to go through to the semis. And then Wout Weghorst comes on, scores a brace. So once in the 83rd minute, and then once in 90 plus 13 to take it to extra time and eventually penalties.
Yeah, it was an absolutely crazy game. I actually remember watching it.
Yeah, it was proper World Cup game. Between two like iconic World Cup teams, I think as
Absolutely.
well. Besides the two goals from Weghorst, there's 13 yellow cards between normal time and extra time, and then an additional two more, and the second yellow for Denzel Dumfries in the penalty shootout. I can't remember the last time there was a red card in a
No,
penalty shootout as
absolutely
well.
not.
So
And then for obviously no spoilers here, but what Argentina obviously went on to do in that World Cup as well. It's crazy that they managed to get through.
I think most people remember that they won it. To be
Yeah, I
fair,
know. Yeah.
but yeah, just like a proper well contested game between like two giants, and it like set up like a really unusual rivalry. Because I remember off the bench, like people were having to go at, like
Mhm.
Virgil van Dijk, like Staffan players from Argentina, and it just had like a real fire about it, and they left everything on the pitch.
Been coined the Battle of
So yeah,
Lusail since as well.
I didn't remember it for that to be fair, but yeah, yeah, that's my number five. Go on then. What's number four
Yeah,
for
so
you?
it's a great start. Your number five. My number four is it's sort of similar to my last one. I mean, I wanted it to be specific moments, but there's a couple I've got here where it's like it's an entire tournament in a
Mhm.
way. I've got just Hammers in 2014.
Oh, I've got that as well. You've got that very, very like early
Really?
on
Well,
though.
we'll see where you've placed it.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, just James the entire tournament. I mean, specifically, I was gonna go with just his goal against Uruguay because he's just an absolute screamer. I was gonna have it as just the Puskas winning goal against Uruguay, just flicking it up off the chest and then volleying it home. But he put his name at the top of every big club's wish list that summer, and obviously That's the summer where Real
Yeah.
Madrid picked the 23-year-old up at the time as well. Just an incredible tournament, getting the Golden Boot, really putting his name sort of up there in terms of talent and players. And I mean, I think he could have done a lot more in the game. Unfortunately, I think there was a few injuries and issues going on. But I mean, what a way to announce yourself to the world!
So my number 4 is it's from South Africa. It's the vuvuzelas.
A classic.
It was my first World Cup. So obviously that first game, South Africa versus Mexico, the first sound you hear is that droning sound, just like no rhythm to it, just pure noise, and thousands of people playing the noise. So yeah, every single game it was belting out around the stadiums, and it actually led to them being banned at every World Cup since.
What are your thoughts on it?
For the South Africa 2010 World Cup, I
Yeah,
thought it was
so when
class.
I think about it, I just feel quite nostalgic, and like the Shakira "It's Time for Africa" song starts playing in my head. Like that that noise is so iconic, but I can see why they've been banned.
So yeah, vuvuzelas are like they originated in South Africa, so it does make perfect sense for them to be at the 2010 World Cup. But I was also like a thought came into my head when I was researching this, and imagine just being the players, especially ones who hadn't played in the African continent before, in your first tournament, and you just hear that
Yeah,
noise. I mean, the best of times you probably can't hear your teammate, but hearing that it'd probably be a bit intimidating, but also just so
yeah,
annoying.
can't even communicate with
Um,
the team.
Literally, like yeah, I just remember just like the noise is still in my head right now, just hearing it, and I just think yeah.
Yeah, it's very iconic droning noise, isn't it? It's sort of all encapsulated. Whenever you're watching any footage of that tournament, that's all you can sort of hear.
But yeah, that's my number
What
4.
my number 3 is the winner's curse. And they started in 2010 when Italy were grouped. When they'd won the previous tournament, of course. As
Interesting.
we said, we didn't remember 2006, but I do remember them. We knew they won it, exactly. But I do remember them being grouped in 2010. And then the same happened 4 years later when Spain lost the first 2 games against the Netherlands and then Chile.
Yeah.
And then were grouped. And obviously it's different nowadays where you got, 8 of the third place teams go through, which is ridiculous, of 12 groups. Spain finished third in their group because they beat Australia 3-0 or something, but obviously they weren't going to progress. They've lost 2 of the games.
Yeah.
And then in 2018, it happened again with Germany, won in 2014, and then were grouped in 2018. So yeah, just being knocked out of the tournament after the one you've won, and obviously that Spain side as well had come off the back of winning the previous 3 major tournaments that they'd been in. They won the Euros, the World Cup, and the Euros.
Yeah, they hit the strap.
They'd hit it, yeah, exactly. And then that Germany side as well. Like just looking at it on paper, I think 2018 you'd class that team on paper as a stronger side than it was in 2014, which just makes it even more mental. So yeah, that's my number 3. I think it's sort of over 3 tournaments, but I really, really remember the 2014 and 2018 ones and just being like, that is absolutely mad. Like how good
I
these
mean, the massive
teams
teams,
are.
aren't they, who
Yeah,
ultimately dropping out way too early.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So my number 3 is actually from this World Cup from 2026, and it's Cape Verde's run to the knockout round.
Yeah, that's completely valid. If I could pick anything from this World Cup so far, it would 100% be that.
Yeah, I think so. Going into tournament, it was the first 48-team tournament, and alongside Curacao and Haiti, um, Cape Verde were one of the most talked about teams as one of the minnows, who were just going to be one of the whipping boys for like your big teams, like Spain. Um, but then obviously their first group game is against Spain, and your man Vizina puts in an absolute shift, and they manage to get a 0-0 draw, and then that actually goes on to set them up to get 2 more draws, and they find themselves in a knockout game with Argentina. I'm assuming you watched that.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Yeah, that second goal that Cape Verde scored, that whip.
Yeah. Ridiculous.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. I just think the run they put on just to take Argentina all the way and then just get the heart broken in extra time. It's definitely something special. And I don't think anyone predicted it.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Like, so much respect for it.
Yeah, I mean you can see the effect it's got like online as well. They've got so much like adulation from it. Um, it's nice to see, isn't it? Like a small team being recognised for an achievement
Yeah,
like this. And
absolutely.
I imagine that tourism in Cape Verde is set to skyrocket over the next few years.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Well, I'll go on to my number two then. Now, I've got two, and I think I couldn't really decide between which one I'd put as like. I don't. I think
Mm-hmm.
you could put any of these up there as really iconic moments,
Go
but
on.
I've gone for the 7-1 Germany Brazil.
Yeah, yeah, it has to be in there.
Have you got your? Have you got that?
I
I've,
purposely sidestepped it, as I imagine you would
yeah,
have it in.
yeah.
But
So yeah, I've got that number two. Um, I mean, it's one of the most crazy matches of all time, isn't it?
yeah,
Uh,
it's. I watched it back recently, and it's insane. Like it's like the Brazil team just give up defending.
yeah, and you just see on their faces they're like, "What's going on?" Like they have no idea how to stop it, what to do. It's one of them where you clearly just wanting the game to end and just
Yeah,
get out of there. But it's a semi-final in your own backyard in a tournament where everyone had really, really touted Brazil to win it.
yeah,
They
yeah.
had
I mean,
they had a young Neymar, like what was he like, early 20s?
yeah. I mean, they did lose Neymar, didn't they?
Yeah,
For this game.
back injury.
'Cause he almost died, didn't? Or was he almost paralysed or
Yeah, it's
something?
something crazy.
Uh,
Yeah,
yeah. And then they're also missing Thiago Silva as well.
yeah, because of yellow cards. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even still, though, like 7-1 in your own backyard. The previous worst loss before that was 3-0 in the World Cup, and that's against France in the '98 final, which is kind of mental.
Everything was pointing towards Brazil winning that tournament, and
Yeah,
then
and then you 5-0 down within 29 minutes.
I just remember some of the goals as well. They were just so easy, like just
Yeah,
go run into the byline and then just Thomas Muller sticking it in at the back post and everything.
like the Brazil players will have just wanted the world to just swallow them up and just never, never return again. It's ridiculous.
Got some doing to top that, and I don't think I will. But
What have you got for
so
number two?
my number two is the Belgium golden generation.
I like it.
So I thought it was difficult to pick one iconic moment from World Cup 2018. And I think the golden generation's moment was probably from about 2014 to 2022.
Yeah,
Um, so this team, it was iconic for being perennial dark horses for about 3 World Cups in a row and a few European Championships. Um, so the highest finish was third in 2018 when they actually beat England 2-0 in that third place playoff. Yeah, some of the players they had include like Hazard, De Bruyne, Lukaku, Courtois, Supian Vertonghen, Company. They like it rolled off the tongue, and they had like a really good team.
and some of the best
Um,
players in the world at the time, like
yeah, at that
especially in
time,
the Premier
yeah,
League, like yeah, it's ridiculous.
but they never just quite got it over the line. I mean, they gave France a real run for the money in that 2018 semi.
They did.
After beating Brazil, and France just came out on top just because they picked them, they're the better team. But they didn't even get out the groups in 2022, and they only got to the quarters in 2014 as well.
Yeah, that's what I was going to sort of say. Like,
So
it feels like that was really the peak, and then yeah, it is crazy to think back at like how good they were, and it was a complete squad as well. Like, there wasn't a position really that lacks behind. Like from
yeah,
goalkeeper all the way up to like Lukaku he's the top scorer for them. Like he's a
in his pomp,
monster.
quite yeah.
Yeah, he's a monster when he wants to be him. Like it's crazy.
Why do you think it was that they never won anything? Do you think it was the manager, or do you think they were just coming up against too good a teams?
I don't know. I think Not my place to speak on it, but maybe the Courtois De Bruyne situation.
Yeah, allegedly. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
I guess
But
so.
like, I just don't think there's a massive. Honestly, it might be like
Asian.
the England golden generation that's coined obviously from sort of when we were first watching football and a bit before.
Mm.
That sort of golden generation where we should have won everything because every position was the best in the world or whatever. It's sort of the same thing. Maybe just the cohesion wasn't there. I don't know. It's really difficult to say, isn't it?
Yeah, it's probably something that we'll look back on in time even more and think, how didn't they kick on?
Yeah,
But
that's the joy of
yeah,
football, though, isn't it? It's unpredictable. Like you can't look at a team and go they're going to win something at some point, and then they're not guaranteed to.
yeah. But then, like, I do also think that for a nation that's Belgium's size, they were punching well above their weight, creating that quality of player.
Yeah, that's very
And they
very
still
true.
produce like top quality players, don't they? It's a small amount in the Netherlands and Portugal. Yeah. So go on. What is your number one moment then?
My number one moment then is literally everything about the 2022 final.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
That's a shout.
it's probably the best game of football I've ever watched. Yeah, just watching Messi and Mbappe battle it out, watching both nations battle it out. So Argentina 2-0 up in the 36th minute after Di Maria had scored, and then the second
Mm.
half, Mbappe scoring two in normal
Just
time.
turned it on.
Yeah, and the first he scored was in the 80th minute, and then he scored in the
Really?
81st minute to make it 2-2 in normal time. And then in extra time, Messi scored in the 108th, so into the second half of extra time to make it 3-2. And then Mbappe scored a second penalty in the 118th. Some gal on the bloke as well, like to be able to
Yeah.
step up.
Mbappe didn't want to be forgotten, even though it was Messi's tournament, did he? Were they playing it for PSG at the same time, both of them as well?
Ooh. Yeah, I think they were.
In
You
that
know,
tournament.
yeah. Mbappe becoming the second player in World Cup history to score a hat trick in the final after obviously Jeff Hurst
Yeah,
in
first. Yeah.
1966. But then, I mean, that's not all that happened as well. The Emi Martinez save on
Yeah.
Colomboani. There was a header that someone missed as well for France as well. It was just like I just remember watching it.
Yeah.
I couldn't take my eyes off the screen. Um,
And I think like the most unlikely hero got the moment at the end as well, like in Gonzalo Montiel stepping
yeah,
up to take
exactly.
the winning penalty. Because you would imagine it would have fallen to like Messi or Di Maria or someone like that, but no, just
Yeah,
this right back from Sevilla.
exactly. Yeah, and
Yeah,
also it sort of it almost felt like the pinnacle of football. Finally, watching Messi lift the trophy that he'd come so close to so many times,
mm,
winning the Golden Ball as well, tournament best player. And then Mbappe got the Golden Boot that tournament as well, 8 goals. I think that was the most since R9 when he got 9 in
yeah,
2021 or whenever it was. Um, yeah, and just so much historical context behind it. Like Argentina hadn't won it in so long since 1986, of course.
86. Yeah,
Yeah, and there was this is crazy. 1.5 billion people watching it worldwide as well.
it trumps every American sport. Like we're seeing
Yeah,
it.
exactly. Yeah, and they'll tell us that the offside rule needs to get gone.
Yeah,
Anyway, I think we know what your
yeah,
number one moment is, and
we
I do
do.
like it.
Yeah, maybe I've severely overrated James Rodriguez's entire performance in the 2014 World Cup, but yeah, that's number one for me, just purely for nostalgia reasons. That was probably so. The 2010 World Cup was the first one I watched, and I definitely remember the key moments from that. 2014 is definitely when I fully immersed myself in World Cup fever, I think.
Yeah, me too. I think
Um,
how old like 13. That's prime. Just everything is football.
yeah, everything's football, like all around you. Like
Yeah,
it's on the telly, it's on your cereal boxes, it's on like match attacks, it's on FIFA as well.
yeah. FIFA World Cup
I
mode.
did write that down as a really iconic moment for
Yeah,
some
to be
reason.
fair.
Why I put Hammers at number one is obviously the volley helps. Like that goes a long way because it was such a good goal against a really top team at the time. But then I also just think, like, from memory, that's probably the last time a relatively unknown player really broke through at a World Cup and
Yeah,
then ended up getting a big money move. I think because nowadays it's easy to know most of the footballers who are going to be at the big teams and even like the smaller teams and who stands out. So yeah, but like back then in 2014, I think before like internet really got going around like football discourse,
mm,
that's what made it special because he just sort of burst onto the scene and ended up like top scorer of the tournament and took his team all the way to the quarterfinals.
yeah. Can you envisage that ever happening again now?
Um, I think we saw it a bit, not the World Cup, but with Kvaratskhelia when he moved to Napoli.
Yeah,
Um,
sure. Actually,
there's definitely a bit of like the quality, like of the unknown with him because he was coming from like Rubin Kazan in Russia,
yeah,
and
it's
he was
very
quite
different.
like a tricky winger who was just quite unique in how he looked and how he played. In the World Cup, probably not.
Yeah, that's
So yeah,
why he was included in mine as well. I can completely see why he got it top moment. Like that is, yeah, for me in terms of nostalgia, that's the pinnacle almost.
I think if he did nothing in his career, like after that as well, he could just dine out on that moment forever.
100%. Yeah.
But obviously went on to go to Real Madrid and Bayern Munich and just win a load of trophies and just
Yeah. So yeah, that was our top 5 moments each in World Cup history. It's from 2010 onwards. That's all from us today in the box. Thank you very much for listening.
catch you in the next episode. Yeah.